So let's just get this out in the open.
Mhm.
Do you tip?
I do tip
You do.
because I don't feel. I feel bad
'Cause I
not to
tip.
I feel bad not
I
to
feel-
tip because it's a service worker or somebody. That's how they get paid off of tips.
Yeah.
But I don't like when you have a tipping option for. I could be at Walgreens and they like, oh, tip option. You want to round
I ain't
up?
never seen
Then they hit you
Walgreens
with
tip.
the. So I feel like it's I tip, but I feel like it's a guilt thing.
I can't remember where I was, and there was literally no human interaction whatsoever.
That's
I
what
did
I'm
not tip
saying.
in
Who
one
am I
instance.
tipping? The computer? Am I tipping the
In that
electricity?
Welcome to another episode of At Home with the Willises. I am Nicci Willis, and
I'm Jameen. Also flipping LV. Also Nicci's husband.
Lord have mercy. Are we just gonna keep adding titles?
AKA.
I like the Nicci's husband part because you are my boo.
You remember back in the day, you were right. AKA
BKA.
BKA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that you?
That's the 90s.
Better known as my husband. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. We are still at home, okay? You are still in our home. We're in the living room.
With Studio B.
Huh? This is
Studio B.
Oh, we're calling it
AKA the
living
living
room. Yeah. We're in the living room now. Still at the house though. So welcome back to our home. We're trying to get the lighting together and all the things, and yeah, we're making it work.
Mhm.
We're making it work. So welcome to the living room. Now I got to decorate though.
Right.
So I haven't done that.
Well,
But
we
so-
don't. Yeah, we.
I will help you.
So we. Yeah.
Well, you can help me because I got vision.
We got people.
I got vision. Yeah, we do have people. So that's probably what we'll use anyway.
Vision is good.
Vision is good. So yeah, so we have that. It's been a week,
Mhm.
but it's more so been a year. And today's topic is inflation.
That inflation.
Let's talk about it. First of all, let's get this clear. We live in abundance. Like, I don't want this to turn into doom and gloom. So if you're watching this, you agree with me, just go ahead and put it in the comments below. By the way, subscribe if you haven't, but put it in the comments below. Like, we live in abundance, okay? So this is not about doom and gloom, but we are going to talk about inflation. Okay, so we're back. As y'all can see, there are not two of us. There are now three of us. Now, let's say hi to the people. She's back, y'all. She was making a lot of noise, so we had to come and bring her into Studio B. So here we are. We're in Studio B now. All right. So we're fine. But today's topic is inflation. And we're just going to talk about it in terms of a few things. Because I know, Jay, you want to talk about it in terms of cost of living
Mm-hmm.
and then real estate, too.
And that food.
And food.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Because it's getting there. It's up there.
Yeah. So today I want to talk about inflation, and I want to go from the standpoint of just in 4 years inflation, because a lot of times we think about inflation from like 1920 or 1940 or something like that.
Sure.
So I noticed, like the reason why I wanted to talk about it because it's noticeably different just in the 4 years that we've lived here.
Yeah.
So I want to go just from there.
Yeah.
So inflation is really something that not something you have to live your life in fear or anything like that, but it's something that we really need to pay attention to. And I think it's wise to have strategies and things that you can do to not curb inflation, but to kind of help out with the inflation affecting our everyday lives.
It's true.
So the first thing I want to talk about, because yes, we're in real estate, is talk about inflation just in the 4 years that we've lived here.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of research, and just in the 4 years that we've lived here, right in this neighborhood, the average price of buying a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath house when we first moved here was like $350,000. So just in the 4 years that we've lived here, through COVID and everything like that. So it's from 2019 to
2023.
2020, let's say round up to 2024, the average price of a 3 bedroom, two full bath house in our neighborhood is now 550.
My
That's
Lord.
crazy
That's insane.
inflation.
Yeah.
So I've been in real estate for now going on 25, 26 years,
Yeah.
and I've never seen real estate appreciation go up this high this fast.
Right.
Now, there is a big difference between appreciation, and appreciation is home prices going up in value year over year. So
Right.
that's what we're talking about
And
as
Las
far as
Vegas is known for that. One of the markets that do
yeah,
well
so the
with that.
the West Coast period, so
True.
different states, different parts of the world or the United States, appreciation is different. So where
Yeah.
we're from in Cincinnati, Ohio, appreciation is a lot lower year over year. So
True.
we're used to seeing 5%, 6% appreciation year over year,
Right.
versus on here on the West Coast, it's a bit higher.
Right.
So it was a combination of COVID, it was a combination
Yeah.
of being on a different coast, and then also just the inflation just is ramped up that caused these prices to go that much higher.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. From 350 to 550 is a big jump.
That's a big jump.
So the price of it, and I'm not saying a 5 bedroom house, I'm saying a regular average person wants a 3 bedroom, two full bath house.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a big jump. So that kind of makes it, right when we moved here and everything went crazy with appreciation,
Yeah.
it caused a lot of people to be priced out.
Very true.
Because if you take like what I would call just like a regular, like what we would call blue collar job.
Yeah.
So if you take a 2 income household, regular blue collar job, you could still buy a house. It may be a $250,000 house, but we had clients that was right on the borderline of yes, you can buy a house.
Right.
We might have to look a
out.
little bit more. It went from being able to buy a house to, oh shoot, I just got priced out of being able to buy a house.
Yeah.
Because income is not high enough, or something happens where prices go up or interest rates go up, you get priced out of buying a house.
Yeah.
So when you combine interest rates going up with prices going up, it makes the goal of home ownership, it pushes the goalposts back even further.
Yeah.
Or it makes it harder to, not impossible, but it makes it harder for people to obtain because, what was 350 is now 550.
Lord have mercy. Well, and I think it's also very interesting to note, minimum wage, salaries haven't changed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? In those same past 4 years, you can see how much inflation has increased versus the minimum wage, which just got the tiniest little uptick. What was that, about a year and a half ago, I think?
Yeah, but just salaries, period. I mean, not to
there's
not to talk about minimum wage,
Yeah.
but
there have been salary freezes.
yeah,
for
there have been
companies
salary freezes. So
for years.
inflation, the major issue is whether it's housing, food, clothes, whatever you spend money on,
Yeah.
the cost of things go up higher than wages go up by a huge amount.
Right.
That's why inflation is a huge concern for a lot of people,
Yeah.
because if you look over the past 10 years, you look at wages and you look at what it costs to buy things, the dollar is getting lesser and lesser of value every year.
Right.
But the cost of things go up, but wages don't match the cost of things going up.
Right.
So it's that much harder to obtain it, or it makes it unaffordable. And it kind of cuts out what we always talked about. When I was in my teens and early 20s, they talked about the elimination of minimum wage. I feel like we're seeing the elimination of middle
class.
Middle class, yeah.
Middle class, yeah.
Right before our eyes, like we're living right in that time.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, and I think that's why it's good on today's podcast to talk about strategies and how to mitigate that. How do we live with rising inflation? How do we live with salaries being capped and frozen and things like that. People's bonuses are going away. How do we live with that? Like, what are some of these strategies?
Well, on the real estate side, that's why it's really important because you're a realtor.
I am.
And so we talked about last podcast. If you didn't check out last podcast, definitely check that
That
out.
was a good one.
A real estate can kind of give you advice and they can kind of consult you on different options that you have.
Sure.
So as we're talking about inflation, a lot of people may be buying their first home.
Mm.
So maybe if it's just you or you don't need a lot of space, you could buy a multifamily. This is, every area is different. Here in Las
Yes.
Vegas, we don't have a whole lot of multifamilies, but they do exist.
Yeah.
You could buy a multifamily and you could have rental income from one of your other units to offset the cost of your housing expense.
Yeah.
That's something that you consider, especially with inflation and prices being up and things like that. Another thing that you can consider is if you don't need a lot of space, you could buy a condo or a townhouse.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit, less expensive, and you can use that because the inflation is so high. You could buy a condo or a townhouse and use that as your come up or your
Yeah.
second home. So those are one of the options.
I also think it's important to, as a realtor, we are constantly, y'all, constantly looking at, the interest rate. Okay. Trust me, we see it. Like people always, tell me, have you seen the interest rate? Yes, baby. I've seen it. I see it all the time. But one of the things that you have to remember is you marry the house, but you date the rate.
Yeah.
So yes, there is inflation. Yes, the interest rate is higher at the moment, right? We're at about 8% right now. But you have to remember that it's cyclical. So markets are cyclical, particularly the real estate market. So when the interest rate does go down, you can refinance. But if you are in a position to buy now, where right now you can handle the monthly payment and everything like that, it's better to be on the right side of the interest rate than essentially being reactive to it and not even owning anything. That's the issue right now, where people are being priced out and that goalpost is moving. As the goalpost moves, it's going to be harder and harder and harder for you to be able to buy. So if you are able to buy instead of trying to wait till the interest rate goes down, because what's going to happen is when the interest rate does go down, and it will, and we don't know when it will and all the things, but when it does go down, what are going to happen to home prices? Baby, they are going to shoot up.
Yeah.
So it's still going to move the goalpost even more. So again, if you can afford to buy a house, if you can afford the monthly payment for the house, and of course, all the other things and the maintenance and all that for the house, go ahead and purchase now. Now, again, if you go back to, I think it was our first episode, we talked about instead of doing dream home. That's why I'm trying to get everybody out of dream home, right? Mm-hmm. Because in these types of instances, dream home could kill a deal here.
Well, you saying basically waiting to buy your dream home promotes you waiting for the rates to come down.
You're waiting. You on the sidelines.
So you can buy your dream home.
You're not even in the game. You on the sidelines, you know?
I was listening to Barbara Corcoran, and I actually made a reel out of it, and she talked about buy the uglier house or buy this house that's a step up because it will be a stepping stone for you to get your dream house, or what I call the forever home. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people say. Well, if I can't get what I want now, I'm just gonna wait. And
listen,
here's
that type of attitude will have you in the parking lot instead of in the club.
Here's the second part of inflation. I looked up, our house in particular. 10 years ago, we could have bought this house $350,000.
Like $150,000. I know.
$350,000 cheaper. So I just looked up inflation from 2019 to 2023. But if we would have decided to move or relocate back in 2010,
it would have been a lot different, for sure.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And so while people are waiting or not, or waiting to buy, or waiting to get your things in order, fix your credit, save money, waiting to do that,
Yeah.
all the while these prices are going up.
Yeah.
And I have a thing on my computer, and it shows the housing prices from 1940 to 2020, and it's like a skate ramp.
Yeah.
So yes, we had a crash in 2009.
Right.
And what I tell everybody, even if prices
it's
go
okay.
down, they're going to come back up. When they come
Absolutely.
back up, they're going to be higher than they were before they went down.
Absolutely. I think that period in time is a really good instance to look at,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when we're talking about prices recovering, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, homes were, pennies on the dollar. And now, not only have they surpassed that in a matter of 10 years, but or not only have they met that, but it has surpassed that in just 10 years.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of you guys, waiting to buy, or I'm going to wait till the market turns around, or all this stuff. We don't know what the market is going to do. And a lot of people are out here with predictions and all the things. Some of that is the news, but look at your situation. That's what I
Yeah.
always tell people. Look at your situation. Look at your circumstance. Look at the money that you're making. Look at what you have saved up, and see if that might not help you to go ahead and make a move now instead of waiting and being on the sidelines and not even being in the game. Ownership of whatever industry. We're talking about real estate because we're in real estate, but ownership, that's where it is. Buying assets, right? Buying things that will appreciate in value, buying things that will make you money, all those types of things. That's where it's at. And really, that's one of the strategies to help mitigate the rising inflation.
Yeah.
Buying assets. It's almost like it's silly because it's almost like a little too simple, but not don't think about buying anything that is a liability. Always think about buying assets. Even if you make minimum wage, even if you have a simple job, our daughter, both our adult children, they don't have salary jobs, but they have jobs where I keep telling them, what do we tell them? Put money off to the side, or pay yourself first. Well, we say pay God first, and give first, but then pay yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning whatever you're getting paid hourly, that's fine, but make your money work for you.
Right.
Never just make money to pay all your bills. Make your money work for you. And I keep preaching this and preaching this and preaching this, because who knows where we will be? Who knows where the United States will be? Who knows where, the dollar itself will be? But if you're buying assets, if you are investing your money, if you are making your money work for you, you're going to be better off in the long run.
Right.
Do you want to talk about food?
I want to talk about the food because it's frustrating. It's frustrating. We all, even Little Caesars.
Jen said Little Caesars went up. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a the $5. It's not $5.
It's not $5 no more.
Oh no!
They Little Caesars went from
wait a minute. What is it?
$6.99.
I did not know. So a $2 increase from the little $5.
No. It was $5.99. Now it's $6.99.
Oh, I thought it was $5. Yeah, it was $5. Now it's $6.99. See, they don't sneak that 7 in there. That's a marketing ploy, by the way. If you just put something 99, right? If you do $9.95 instead of $1,000, people go, oh, that's super cheap. Okay, that's just a little something between me and you. But anyway,
that's that inflation.
No. What did I look at? Oh, McDonald's.
No, I got a fun fact. No, go ahead.
Wait, let me say my McDonald's thing.
Go ahead.
Y'all, okay, so do you remember when McDonald's, the tea used to be $1? You remember that?
It's too sweet.
The coffee used to be $1. Now it's $1.29. 29 cents is a 29% increase. 30% increase. Didn't say nothing. And I'm counting my fries now. Listen, that's the only thing I just get a sweet tea, large fries. So I don't want from McDonald's. I'm counting the fries. I think they've made the large fries just a teach. I got my eye on you, McDonald's. I'm watching you.
So since we're talking about McDonald's, this is one of the things that I looked at. I used to watch a podcast called Freakonomics. Shout out to Freakonomics podcast. They gauge the price of things, and they use economics by a crazy thing like the amount of lipstick sales that they have going on.
Yeah.
So I looked at the current price of what we call a number one. We call it number one with a Sprite, but a Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
Now I think it's higher than this. It varies from area, but right now it says that a Big Mac meal is $8.19 right now.
For one meal.
One meal. And I looked back, I went back. I said everything is from when we first moved here.
Sure.
It was like still under $6 when we moved
Really?
here.
So it was like in the fives.
Because
and
I
now
was
it's in the
confused because
$8
our
range?
daughter used to work at
She
McDonald's.
did.
And I was like, why do I feel like I just went to Outback or
Man.
TGI
For us
Fridays
to
or something,
eat, it would
just
be
at
like
McDonald's?
$49.95
At McDonald's.
at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Listen,
Right.
I just got something else. They got rid of the salads already.
Yeah,
There's
so
no
they got rid
salads.
of the salads. They got rid of. They don't give you the nuts for the.
He gets so
That's
upset.
what pissed me
He
off.
gets
the
so
most.
upset
It
about
pissed me off
these peanuts.
about the peanuts. I gotta go to the house and bang up my own peanuts
He's so upset that he has
to
to get
put
his
in
own
my
peanuts.
hot fudge sundae. Like, how much is peanuts really gonna cost?
Listen, they have
I
added
guess
up the
that
cost.
inflation.
They've added
I
it
guess
up.
'cause the
They
cost of
said
peanuts.
y'all gonna get this syrup, but y'all not gonna
I
get.
can't get peanuts no more.
Well, we know. Okay, we know the ice cream isn't real because we can eat
That's
it.
fine.
We're
I can
lactose
eat it
intolerant.
anyway.
So there's that savings. And then they took the nuts off the sundae. So do they still call it a sundae, or they just say ice cream with a little?
They call it a hot fudge sundae. It just they can't say with nuts on the end.
Well, maybe it was for people with allergies, because this new generation, everybody got allergies.
What about the
That ain't-
salads? People
I
allergic
really
to
don't.
lettuce?
Listen, they counted up the cost on that. They said we can grow potatoes for these French fries, and then y'all just do the rest.
So
They do.
yeah, they have their own farms. So
Yeah.
what's the problem there? So basically, a Big Mac meal went from being under $6 to almost $9
Yeah.
in 4 years.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Now I haven't had a Big Mac in several years
Me too.
because I have a gluten intolerance and I can't eat it.
That's why.
But that's crazy. It's like fast food is almost the same price as if you was like, oh, I'm gonna splurge on myself a little bit and go to a low end,
Sure.
Applebee's or something like that. It's basically the same price.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. 'Cause now Applebee's is more expensive.
Yeah. They brought back their dollar drinks though. I
They
would be
did.
curious as to what those taste like.
Yeah, it's like ice over syrup.
Listen.
So that's like
they just kind of squirt
crazy.
the bottle with low alcohol.
So while we're talking about out to eat, it's not necessarily inflation, but this is just burns me up.
It
And I
burns your
could talk
biscuits.
about this.
Go ahead, get
for
it
a
out,
while.
babe. Get it out on the podcast.
Everywhere you go now, single me out. Everywhere you go now has a tip option.
Yeah.
So what the heck is
Starting
that?
at 20% too. They don't even care about no 15.
I went.
18.
Me and Jonathan went to Shake Shack
Yeah.
the other day. I went in Shake Shack, ordered the food on the screen, so a person didn't. take
no
my
human
order.
interaction, right?
I picked up my own number for my carry out order.
Okay.
And it had, what am I tipping you for? I got carry out. Nobody took my order. I got my own number for when it was ready.
Yeah.
Everything has a tip option on it now. And I feel like if you serve me, yes, I'm going to tip you. But if I'm getting carry out, or I'm already paying a delivery fee, or I'm already paying for Uber Eats or DoorDash, what's the extra tip for? And then you feel bad because it's like, oh, this is a service worker. But when you're starting to think like, okay, the price of what I'm ordering is now 30% higher than it was last year or 2 years ago. So that's one thing.
And then you're going to add another 20%.
And then you're going to add another 20%.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we didn't do a whole lot of DoorDash or Uber Eats during COVID. But, when you order something on Uber Eats or COVID, it's already like 20% higher.
You mean
So,
Uber Eats or DoorDash? You said Uber Eats or COVID.
oh, I'm sorry, Uber Eats.
I just want to
Or
make sure we're not ordering COVID food.
yeah, we're not ordering COVID.
Okay. But okay, yes.
Yeah, so the
yes.
price of something. So if I go to,
I mean, if we get anything, you got to do the delivery fee.
you have the
That's
delivery
not
fee,
included.
but the cost of the item. So if you get
Yeah, it is more
Jen's favorite
expensive.
place, Taco Bell,
I like
if you
Taco Bell
order
too,
Taco
man. That's
Bell
late. We
on
put you out
Uber
last.
Eats, the taco is like $1 and something higher than if you just walked into Taco Bell and ordered it yourself if you
Yeah.
did it on Uber Eats. So it's already higher there. The price of it, period, is higher. And then you have a tip fee. And so it's like, yes, you want a tip, but it's like it makes it less affordable.
True.
Now I'm all for tipping.
I like
tip
the
well.
convenience of it though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the thing. It's so convenient. I
They're
mean,
gonna get- y'all- they're gonna
DoorDash
get
and
me.
Uber Eats, all that stuff is dope.
They're gonna get me.
But it's so much higher, and when you add the inflation of the item being so much higher, it's just like everywhere you go, no matter what you do, I feel like I'm spending $30, $50 if I go to a low end, middle end. You're spending at least $30 where you go.
Oh, so let's just get this out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tip?
I do tip.
You do.
Because I don't feel I feel bad
'Cause I
not to
tip.
tip. I feel bad not
I
to
feel bad.
tip because it's a service worker or somebody that's how they get paid off of tips.
Yeah.
But I don't like when you have a tipping option for I could be a Walgreens and they like, oh, tip option. You want to round
I
up?
ain't never seen
Then they hit you
Walgreens.
with the, so I feel like it's I tip, but I feel like it's a guilt thing. And then everybody has some foundation or something. Do you want to round up the next
You don't want to round
$20
up. You don't want to round
to
up. I will say no. Okay, because only
Little
because
Children
I
of
already have
America
people that I
Farms,
get.
like,
I
don't like the guilt.
I have people that I give to. I have organizations that I give to. You're right. I do not round up, but I do tip. I can't remember where I was, and there was literally no human interaction whatsoever.
That's
I
what
did
I'm
not tip in
saying.
that
Who
one
am I tipping? The
instance.
computer? Am I tipping the
In that one
electricity?
instance. Right. I don't know. It's just, I mean, and also these platforms cost too. So I think they're also like weaving in the cost of running these platforms. It's the cost of doing business that they're, pushing off to the consumer, which stinks. But what are you going to do now? Because our whole existence is now weaved into the convenience factor.
Look, I went to Macy's to get a button-down shirt.
They didn't have no tipping option.
They didn't have a tip, but they told me, do I want to round up for some foundation? And I'm like, I'm just trying to get a button-down shirt so I can.
So you didn't
so I
round
can
up?
go to the- no, I didn't round up.
Oh,
I don't know.
man. Oh, my goodness.
No, I
Jen,
don't
you
wanna
don't round up.
I'm at the gas station trying to get $50 on pump 5. They asked me, do I want to round up?
Now, Christmas is coming, holiday season. We're going to be rounding up for all these groceries and toys for tots and the kids and everything. Y'all don't want to round up? Y'all don't want to round up.
It's ridiculous. You go to get gas and they ask you 6 things before you can pump your gas. Do you want a car wash? Do you want to round up? Do you want a credit card?
You know what they should start doing, though? If I'm at the pump, hey, can we get you something? Because, see, I tip for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Don't do
yes.
that there.
Yeah, I would do that. I would totally do that. Hey,
So
you
instead
need a
of
stick
walking
of gum?
in while your gas
Can I
is
get
pumping,
you?
you're
Huh.
gonna be like, hey, bring me a Snickers bar while I'm pumping my gas.
Can we get you a Snicker bar? And then they just put it on the car while it's already in there. See? Now that's smart. Now that I do.
But you know what? I would tip for that because it's actual
And
stuff.
I would tip. I tip round up and everything. You can go in there and get me some hot fries and I don't have to walk in there and stand in line and all the things and somebody just bring it out to me.
Okay, I got one more. Okay. We're at a nice restaurant.
Mhm.
We're already going to tip well. We expect great service.
Okay.
You have a large group.
Mm-hmm.
Gratuity is already in the thing, right?
Gratuity, yeah.
So when you pay your bill, gratuity's already on there. Guess what you see on the bill?
A
You want to
tip.
tip even more?
Yeah.
And they got it broken down, 2%.
I mean,
now
it's-
it's even lower. It's 2%, 5%, 8%.
if we're doing
It's
gratuity,
crazy.
if we're doing group gratuity, we've already calculated. It's just is what it is.
But then you start to be like, oh, Are other people tipping more
I do
when we
not
have a
care.
large group?
Peer
Should we
pressure does
tip
not
the
bother
extra
me at
2%
all.
or 5%?
Is it the 8 of us?
The tipping,
Has it
the
already been
tipping is
calculated?
ridiculous. And what makes it worse is now, because they're doing the tips for everything,
Yeah.
the people don't even get it. They got to split it with the whole staff.
You know what? I could go back to doing cash just to make
So,
sure
yeah,
you get it.
when I tip,
'Cause
I try to get cash now because
they have to pay taxes. So I hear they have to pay taxes on that.
yeah, but no, I'm saying
The
if you
tips.
go to a place now, back in the day, you would give somebody $10, $20
Yeah.
tips or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, because they have a tipping option on everything, it's not going to the person that gave you great service. It's divided up with all the trash server, the good server, and
Yeah. The
20% maybe
yeah.
going to the restaurant. It's
The
just
people
like
that
it's
take the
ridiculous.
order, they get the tip.
Yeah.
The bus person gets the tip. The people in the back the tip. So everybody splits the tip, which stinks.
So I'm gonna add tipping to the inflation problem in not America, the world.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is my last thing I'm gonna talk about inflation, and we're gonna move on. The next thing is
This is really getting to you.
The food. The food really gets me. No, because you need food. You
It's a
need
basic
shelter. I'm
necessity,
talking about the
yes.
basic things.
Yes.
So this I noticed myself because earlier on in our marriage, we used to get into an argument
Wow.
when we would go to the grocery store together.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
you're
we
right.
figured out
Yeah. That was
that I go grocery shopping or she goes grocery shopping. And if we
What are you growling for?
I had the Jerry Springer point. I was
All right.
rolling.
Sorry. Keep going.
If we do go to the grocery store, see, now I'm messing up.
All right.
See?
Yeah.
If we do go to the grocery store, one person is just like the assistant. You don't say nothing.
Yes.
You don't have a say.
That has been our agreement
And we've been okay ever since.
That's been our agreement for like the past 13 years now?
Because I've been going to the grocery store 80% of the time.
Hey.
But anyway, so
know our strengths.
So let's say no, I can't afford to go out to eat anymore because of inflation, because of the tipping thing. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and we're gonna eat our food at home.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the grocery store, it's almost the same as going out to eat because the prices have went up. Now I checked this out.
You got the numbers on the grocery store. Listen, I can just tell you, just from experience, the 20% you say that I go to the grocery store, which I think is way more than that, but we won't talk about that right now. But remember, you used to go in the grocery store and it'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna walk out of here without at least spending $20. Mm-hmm. Now, personal experience, I can't walk out of the grocery store without at least spending $30. Same stuff.
I can't remember the last time I went to the grocery store and only spent $30.
Well, I be in there just quick. I can't take it. Real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Mm-hmm. But I still, same stuff. I'm paying $30 instead of $20. It's crazy.
This is true.
Okay, but we'll go ahead with your numbers.
So, when we go grocery shopping a lot less than we used to because we're so busy or don't have time to cook. But
well, we don't have as many kids as we used to.
This is true.
So
when we first moved here, this is just a random vegetable I picked, so don't.
Okay.
When we first moved here,
peas.
No, it's not peas. When we first moved here, the little $1 bag of vegetables, Kroger vegetables, were $1.
Yes.
So I looked.
They were also bigger.
Cauliflower, a bag of frozen cauliflower was $1. Mm-hmm. Now I'm right now on the grocery store. I won't at the grocery store because they all have higher prices. It's now $1.69, and it was $1 bag of cauliflower when we first moved here in 2019. So in 4 years, $1 bag of frozen vegetables is now
70% higher.
Higher.
Yeah, that's insane. And they're smaller. They really are smaller.
Oh yeah, then they start doing the 5-pound bag of sugar is now a 4-pound bag of sugar, and it's the same price. First, it was the same price.
They slide the size in there on you.
Now
slide the size.
It's a 4-pound bag of sugar, and it's more expensive than it used to be for a 5-pound bag of sugar. So inflation is something that you really have to to pay attention to,
Yeah.
and it could be staying at home cooking or separating meals. You eat half of it for dinner, eat half of it
That's one
for
of my favorite things.
lunch.
I'm gonna split that sucker in half.
You know,
Oh, I'm gonna
so
split it in half.
inflation is a real concern. I think
Mhm.
that and people wonder why the rates are high right now, but it really is a good thing is to curb inflation because you have to stop people well, you have the government tries to stop people from spending
Mm-hmm.
because it curbs the inflation. So rates going up for things is supposed to stop people from curb the inflation.
Mm. Well, we'll see.
We will see.
Because right now, you upset about your food and about tipping people.
Well,
Somebody help. My husband's upset.
it just makes it way more expensive because if
It
you have
does.
somebody like me that has a gluten intolerance or a lactose intolerance,
Ooh-wee.
if I go to Red Robin, I
Mhm.
have to already have to pay $2 more for a
For your
gluten free
gluten-free bun.
bun. So it makes it like I'm paying for a steak
Yeah.
for a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know, so on top of inflation, it just makes things way more expensive.
It does.
And then you want me to tip
On
for,
top of that.
you know, carry out or machine, AI, I don't know.
And he ain't gonna round up, so stop asking
I'm
him.
not rounding up.
He ain't gonna round up.
I'll round up to curb inflation. If they would do that, then I would round up if it would curb inflation. But
You're
it
so
won't.
funny.
What's the current topics?
Let's see. What else? The writer's strike is finally over.
The writer strike is finally over.
Thank you, Lord, because I was watching the Looney Tunes a couple weeks ago. Um, whew, it's been tough. I mean, it was especially when, like, I don't think people realize how important writers are,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
those who are able to take us out of your current reality and put you into, oh goodness, put you in a space, put you into a rom com that'll just brighten your day, or you're in this incredible series. We've been watching Suits. We've been binging Suits, and just be able to just come out of reality for a little bit and just enjoy a good series. Abbott Elementary is coming back. I'm so excited.
Okay.
What else?
I tell you what the biggest issue was the late night shows like the
Mm,
Conan,
Jimmy Fallon and them.
Jimmy Fallon,
Hmm.
all those writers, they write the jokes.
They do.
So they were affected a lot by the writer strike. And also my one of my favorite shows, The Shy, we
Yeah.
had a mid season like
Yeah, we
and they
got a little
just was like, wait a
cliffhanger. We
minute, is
just
this the
we just
finale?
chilling. Nope.
They kind of played it off. So a lot of shows are playing things off because of the writer strike. And this is like the season. The fall is like
Yeah, this is
when the
where we
big
ramp up.
shows ramp up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
So they're
excited
back in
about that.
production. They're back in production. So congratulations to them. They've been on strike since like April. It's
Yeah,
been it's been bad. And um you gonna tip them, Jay?
I'll tip them by keeping HBO Max and Hulu and
That's the other thing.
Peacock. And
We remember how everybody was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cheaper than cable
it's
to
not.
stream." It is not.
It's actually
The
more
way,
expensive.
absolutely, we got to pay for, and like, there's only like one show we watch on each thing,
Yeah,
and now you can't even
and then you like I'm gonna turn
turn
it
it
off.
off.
And
Yeah,
then you forget.
they got smart.
Or now
They,
they like, oh,
they started like, well, like, okay, we love Power.
mhm.
We love Power. And so then what they said was, okay, well, we'll put this Power on this season, and then we'll give them about 2 weeks off. And then the new Power comes on, and Power 4. And then Power 3 comes back, and then Power 2. So they got us. They got us right here. But
Streaming
yeah. Let's see. Well, holidays are coming up.
They are.
I'm excited about that. We've got I want to talk about holiday traditions.
Oh, well, speaking of shows, you want to talk about my holiday tradition?
Oh yes. Y'all, he told me that in order for me to marry him, I had to watch this.
The Godfather. So my holiday
Y'all
tradition.
know how long The Godfather is?
No,
12
it's
hours.
actually 3 movies.
It's 12
So
hours.
it's a trilogy. And one of them is a double. I have the DVD, so I have the director's cut. And so in
When you
between,
gotta switch DVDs, that's a long movie.
whatever.
Just
So
saying.
in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I watch all three Godfather movies
Yes.
over the holiday season. And that's my, I'm not a real tradition holiday type person,
Yeah.
but that's my tradition. So I watch Godfather 1, Godfather 2, which is the 2 DVD,
Yeah.
and then I watch
It's a
Godfather
double
3.
DVD. Yeah.
So that's my holiday tradition.
Yeah. We also have where we put up the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving. We celebrate Christmas here. And we put up the Christmas tree and we get a real tree.
We do.
He has now made me a fan of real trees because at first I was all team fake tree, just
You got the
fold it back up,
busted
put
up
it.
Charlie Brown tree with the
Don't talk about my tree, my white tree,
what you call it,
because I
Velcro? What you call it, pipe
pipe
cleaner?
cleaners.
Yeah, pipe cleaner
When
bristle.
we got married, okay, we didn't have the money to upgrade the tree. So I used to work at Victoria's Secret
Mhm.
Beauty, and one of the displays was a white Christmas tree, and they were going to throw them away. And I'm like, don't do that. Let me take it. So I took it, and it was this tiny little like 3-foot tree. I had to put it on top of a box, remember?
Mhm.
And I got all these little ornaments, and I had decorated it, but it was just so sparse. It was so
It was
sparse, but
white. It was white. It started off white,
I knew you was gonna say
and
that.
then
No,
it became off white.
I
Remember, this is before Virgil Abloh. This is before Virgil.
Oh yeah,
It was off
it was
white.
cream by the time we were done using it. It was cream, but
Yeah.
it was a fun
So
tradition.
I'm
We're
not a
still doing
big
that.
tradition person, so I said if we're gonna do this tree every year,
And we go get
and
the real
then
one.
it was one like at your parents' house, so we couldn't get the ornaments, lights off, so we strung more lights on
Mm.
top of
That it was a pre-lit
old
tree, but
lights.
half of the tree wasn't
Yeah,
lit. So we had to wrap. Yeah, that was interesting. That tradition actually came from me growing up with the Christmas tree and putting up the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving.
yeah.
That,
But
yeah,
I enjoy like going to Home Depot and picking out a tree, and
yeah.
they did it up last year. You remember they had the
It was a
whole thing where you
really,
go pick
really
up the
cool
tree.
experience. Yes,
They
it was a
have
really cool
hot
experience.
chocolate, and you can take a
Yeah,
picture, and they had
I
music.
can't wait to go back. I really liked it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't super expensive either, which I like. So
Hmm.
anyway, all right.
Let us know some of your holiday
Oh
traditions in the
yeah.
chat, whether it's
Uh
Thanksgiving,
huh.
Christmas,
Put it in the
Hanukkah,
comments.
Kwanzaa.
Yes.
Did I miss any more?
I don't think so. Yeah, whatever your holiday traditions are, we want to know what they are.
Hmm.
And if we should start a new tradition, that would be fun. I don't know what it would
A
be.
new tradition?
Yes, but I don't know. Maybe somebody. I will not try a fruitcake. Let me
Speaking
not
of
say never,
fruitcake,
but I'm not
this is
gonna. Babe, if this is another inflation, you're gonna have the people
this is not
upset.
inflation. No, no, it's not inflation.
All right.
So this is one of the things that we looked up. So everybody has something that they absolutely hate
Oh,
that
okay.
they talk about. So let's do our Thanksgiving edition of One's Gotta Go. So
Okay.
what's one thing that you just hate? Like I can do without this, and somebody else is like, "You crazy? We not going without the pound cake."
No, you have to give me 4 options.
Four
Yeah.
options.
You gotta give me 4 options. One thing's gotta go.
Okay.
I'll give you 4 options.
Okay. You give me four options.
Um, Sweet potatoes, or some people do yams. So sweet potatoes, yams, um, macaroni and cheese, turkey, and I'm not gonna put in dressing because I know you would take that out. But um, and greens.
You know I'm not going without those greens. I gotta have those greens.
Okay.
And that's another thing. I'm back to inflation now.
Lord have mercy.
Greens and cornbread is a whole meal. I don't know what's wrong with y'all West Coast people. Greens, you got a little smoked turkey neck,
It's a
turkey
whole meal.
tails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like when people eat
that's
beans.
how you curb inflation. But
I
y'all
didn't grow
don't,
up like that though.
y'all
Greens
don't
was a
like
side
that.
for me. And I'm from the Midwest. Greens was always a side,
Greens
but
and beans combined with cornbread is a whole meal. Put it put it in the comments if you grew
Oh,
up beans and greens
you gonna
and
have people.
cornbread
People
the
gonna be
whole
really
day.
weighing in about whether they eat beans and cornbread and greens and cornbread. Beans and cornbread bread I grew up with, not greens and cornbread. You one gotta go.
Okay,
Stay
all right, all
focused.
right.
One gotta
So,
go.
okay, if it's macaroni and cheese that I can actually eat,
Hmm.
I'm not doing without it.
Okay, so
I don't
okay.
understand what's the big deal about turkey. It's dry. You got to put
Ooh,
hot sauce on it. I don't like gravy. I don't understand the whole tradition of turkey and
wow.
carving the turkey. It's a dry, and I like white meat. What's so big about turkey? It really
Well,
don't taste like nothing unless you make it on the
you can wait a
smoked
minute. You
turkey,
just
or where we get it, the honey baked turkey is fire. That's why we go there. But the
it's my turkey. I
traditional
cheat.
turkey, it's just a dry piece of meat that I gotta put some hot sauce on.
You gotta cook.
I'm
It's
cool.
got hot sauce on turkey. Like I'm amazed. Yeah, Jen.
What you
Jen.
mean?
I.
The bottle
Oh
of
yeah,
hot
you put hot
sauce
sauce
says
on
I put that on everything.
it. Yeah.
Come on now.
No, yeah. I like to put a little hot sauce on there, but if you season it right, now you gotta season it right. That's the problem. So I don't know where you
The
been getting
smoked
your turkey.
turkey that I know how to make it on the grill, that's the
Hmm.
best turkey that I had. Now I want to try this jerk turkey.
You can try the
But
basic.
then now I got to deal with the attitudes, and then I got to tip them for picking up a smoked turkey from
Oh
the
no.
from the jerk place.
No, yeah, you try that on your. I don't. I'm a, now. If I'm gonna do anything, it's gonna be a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Don't be out here trying to, throw cranberries and stuff that ain't supposed to be in there. Don't throw raisins
I
and
like
stuff that
a
ain't supposed
little
to be in
bit of
there.
difference. Some people do a duck instead of a turkey.
No, turkey, ham. That's it. Fried chicken, if you're nice.
That's not traditional Thanksgiving. That's just
No, the turkey makes it Thanksgiving, so we have to
so you
have
gotta
it.
have turkey and chicken.
Yes, two different poultries. Yes, fried chicken, smoked turkey. See what I'm saying? Ham. It's a thing. But I must have my traditional Thanksgiving. I will fuss. If you out here trying to do different things, have a Thanksgiving barbecue, all that stuff. No, no ma'am, no sir. You can keep your invite. No, thank you.
I'm gonna go dessert on you. One's gotta go.
All right, go.
Okay. You got your like your chocolate cake,
Mm,
like your Black Forest cake, which is
okay,
one of my favorites.
I know.
So you got pound cake,
Uh huh.
Black Forest cake, sweet potato pie, or your favorite that you thought was my favorite, but it's not.
What?
Watergate.
Watergate salad.
Tell the people what Watergate salad is, and then we'll do the backstory.
Okay, it's good. It's basically
Jen, you know
really.
what Watergate salad is?
Oh, Watergate
Oh,
salad is well, it's got fruit in it. It's got apples. I think they put grapes in it,
it's pineapples.
pineapple,
It's
and
it's
whipped cream,
it's what it's marshmallows,
marshmallows. That's right.
pineapple.
And it's like an ambrosia type thing. It's like an ambrosia, but it's got
Ambrosia is just like mandarin
whipped cream in
orange.
it. It's got whipped cream in it and marshmallows in it.
Yeah,
Very tasty.
good. And it's
But I
green.
but
What do they
that's
put in it
that
to make it green?
mate, those are the oh, I don't know.
See?
Your grandma did that.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't
you
know
go
why
a
it's
little
green.
bit. What do they
Food
put it in?
coloring.
I
I
gotta
don't
call
know.
my grandma after this.
Anyway, I accidentally
Hazard.
made a ward off salad, and I thought it was ward off salad has got man or Miracle Whip in it.
Is mayonnaise or Miracle Whip?
It's something
It's like mayonnaise,
with
nuts,
apples and nuts
and
and walnuts and
apples.
stuff. Not the best. You know what? We just set that off to the side.
Jen, you
We
know what
set that off
ward
to the
off
side,
salad is?
never to be seen again for Thanksgiving. It
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 sounds
you
like
you
it.
put it on a bed of lettuce, which I tried.
You put it's like nuts,
You know what?
mayonnaise,
We don't have to talk about
and
it.
apples,
We That was Thanksgiving
and
2022.
raisins.
We don't have to talk about
Yeah.
it. It's fine. But I will say, get rid of the Watergate salad. That's easy.
Okay.
Black Forest cake is next though. I'm just
Black
not a
Forest
big,
cake
big,
is
big, big chocolate
fire.
fan.
Oh my gosh. You
But give
get
me
a
my pound
nice.
cake and give me my sweet potato pie. The hands down must. Hands
Okay.
down must. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we gotta get on out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Real estate minutes. All right. So the holidays are coming up. Now, what does that mean in the real estate world? Motivated sellers. All right. So if you are in the market, or if you're getting ready to be in the market during this holiday season, you're in luck, because who wants to move, right? Truly, during the holidays. Only people that need to. Okay. And so for you buyers out there, it could be really advantageous for you to go house hunting right now because of the motivated sellers that are on the other side. Now, sellers, let me advise you, because there are probably not as many buyers out there right now. Some of them are taking a break and all the things. Don't slack on your home. Make sure that you have a real estate advisor who is advising you, looking at keeping their hands and fingers on the pulse of the price, making sure that your home is staged properly, making sure it looks its very, very best.
Okay, bring the A game.
Bring your A game if you're going to sell that house. Also, it's not bad to go ahead and take your professional photos with the holiday decor up. But keep in mind, if your house sits for a little while longer and the holidays are over, you might be advised to retake your photos, because we don't want those old holiday photos up
We don't want to see a
during
Christmas tree in
February.
We don't want to see a Christmas tree.
Yes. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.